transforming robot. It's probably shit, but if I just spit a quid, it really won't matter.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen, Ray here, back for another Transformers Transformation Review thingy. Couple of things, a little bit of housekeeping, just to kind of get through stuff. I had attention drawn to the fact that there was going to be a fall of Cybertron Bruticus, and indeed he looks quite magnificent. I like the fact, for any of you that have Paracro combiners, I got a couple of them before I realized that I didn't want any more. The only one that I think is noteworthy is the Dinobots, because it's the Dinobots. You know, what's not to like? Great homage to G1. Lovely, lovely stuff. The rest of them, I'm not interested. I don't think they're good Transformers. I don't think they work as Transformers. They classically aren't. They just do not fulfill the remit of Transformers. They don't look particularly good. Some of the limbs don't perform. They become drones. That's okay if you've got the likes of, say, Energon Optimus Prime. But you don't want it as standard in a whole line. Just doesn't work. But Bruticus looks very, very sweet. Bruticus looks sweet. Now, this Optimus Maximus, I wish they called him Fortress Maximus. And give them a, painted him at least like Fort or Brave Maximus or something like that. This is the of course the base former we're getting. I don't know which line it's from. It may be Prime, may not be Prime. It may be United or something else. But yeah, I'm quite excited about that. I'm very excited also about the Prime toys. I will get them all, except the only one I'm not in a hurry to get is Bumblebee, for a couple of reasons. A, because it's Bumblebee, and the Prime line already has 3 Bumblebees. But I'm not getting a Bumblebee because I just can't be sure of its provenance. It seems that Bumblebees have been made in the Jetfire factory in China, and I do not want one of those Bumblebees. No, thank you. But yeah, the Prime toys are working for me. I like how they look. I like the aesthetic. I'm not going to complain about the plastic anymore. I'm not going to talk about how flimsy it is. I will just say that the plastic is getting thinner, and paint apps are getting thinner. That's the way it goes. But anymore, yes, I did mean 38. I did actually mean 38. That person, your name was, I can't remember. I'm not 28. I'm 38. This is Scourge, Transmetal. He's fucking lovely. I love a hyper transmogrified. No, bear with me. Super deformed. Hyper transmogrified. I prefer that. I wonder, could I make that stick? Could I make that stick a standard? Not really. Have to tell you what my mommy got me for Christmas. No, Christmas. No, Christmas was past. Sorry, excuse me. For my birthday. She got me God Jinrai with the God Bomber suit. That's pretty good, isn't it? And that's on its way to me. Who knew she knew? I didn't know she knew. That's so cool. I don't have that. I'll have it very soon. Scourge. Yes, there will be a review. Probably. Scourge. This is just an incredibly sexy... Look at that. It's just a sexy looking thing. Transmetal 2 Predacon Scourge from the Beast Wars era. He is a locust type thing, and there's so much about him that's lovely. One of the main things that I like about him is the fact that he is super deformed. And I do like a super deformed bot. The Frostbite Cackle thing is super deformed. Who else is super deformed? I will try and think of a few. I'm looking around. That's not the place to look. That's the place to look. Scourge Predacon Special Operations Combatant. Scourge is possibly... I'll do a bit of the voice here because it's been asked for. Scourge is possibly the most despicable of the already loathsome Predacons. Delights in taking depravity to all-time low levels. Obsessed with germ warfare and lethal chemical... I'm turning into Vincent Price. Lethal chemical development. Despised, I'll go back to my normal voice, despised by peers for his inclination to test deadly viral and bacterial concoctions on fellow Predacons. Don't you just hate that? You just hate, you go home of the evening and you're coughing and spluttering and your wife says, what's wrong with you? And you go, It was fucking Scourge. He was trying out one of his bastard. Skilled in combat, Scourge wields photon clusterfucks. No, cluster cannons with chemical warhead capabilities. Has electrostatic disruptors inside antennae. There, why not? Capable of leaping distances exceeding 2 miles with use of wings. Now, in my book, that's flight. I don't know how that worked, but there you go. So he's capable of leaping distances exceeding 2 miles with use of wings. What? You mean he flies? What? Whatever. Anyway, that aside, we can put that to one side. That little bit of BG, which was not enough to do any harm. Look at this. Isn't he just these shiny, happy people? He's a lovely thing. One of the things that I constantly like to look at on this bot is his rear legs, because we go from this, which is essentially solid purple, to this translucent green. So it's just been sprayed. It's just been sprayed rather nicely, you know. It has been sprayed very, very nicely. Asymmetrical, and why not? That's what we like. That's what we want from a Transmetal 2. Asymmetry. Don't see enough of it. Just a lovely thing. Look at that. You can see this side of his head is probably a bit more organic, even though he's got a little screw there on the side of his head. But there's always, a bot always has a bad side, you know. That's the thing. A bot always has a bad side. This is the side with mostly screws. And then we turn him over to the other side, and look at that nice contrast. He's all jagged and spiky. Look at that. And what's really cool about this guy is that, in case you were under any illusions at all, you can open up his eye and reveal the Predacon Spark Crystal there. Yes, he does look slightly odd with it, but why not? Now, I'm beginning to understand more and more that when you get a bot home, you should paint it. I want to have a really good array of paints, and I am staying with my enamels, I think, just because I like to work with them. They're really, really user friendly, and this bot could just do with quite a few little paint apps. You can see things, all details all over his face, all over his head already that need picked out. Does suffer. This is the problem with Transmetals. You know, you end up with, in this case, robotic dandruff in your hand. It's going to be golden coloured dandruff because the chrome just likes to come off, but that's okay. Look at him. He's a lovely thing. He's got a little stingery type thing here. I like this bot a lot. He's meant to be a locust. Does he look very locusting? He's a six-legged flying insect. You know, that's good enough for me. Wings will move, and I'll show you how they move. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring them down flat. Now you can see this fin in the back. When you push this fin forward, the wings move forward. Like that, okay? And I'm very pleased that this didn't fire out, because there is, you can't just see here, there is a very large trigger in the form of this kind of very oddly shaped orange bit, and there is the activator for it, which is there. So when you push it forward, obviously they're going to fire out, bing bing, like that. Well, actually only the one fires out. I think it's only this one fires. I'm pretty sure it's only this one fires out. Yes, it's only that one fires out. And I don't need it to do that, because it goes, you know, not some considerable distance like the rest of it. This one I'm very happy with, because it won't come out until you pull it out, which is fine. No gimmicks in this mode other than that. So I can show you this gimmick quite properly now. So you've got, I mean, they might call it a tank mode if it was anything else. If it was any other bot at any other time, it will be a tank mode. The transformation is very, very simple. He says, that's famous last words. A very traditional Beast Wars thing. One arm is all head. That's fine. That's, you know, that's almost like a Beast Wars signature for me. One arm of the bot being all head. Some of the very best Beast Wars bots, whether they Transmetal or not, some of the very best Beast Wars bots are all head on one arm. It's usually the right arm, but I think it's the left arm in this guy. I'll show you what I mean by super deformed. Just to put this little stinger out of the way. Does it go in? Yes, I think it does. This is a it's an extremely, if I can define it, it's an extremely exaggerated version of Beast and or Bot. That's my understanding of it. Look at his feet. You hardly need to there's not much difference in the Bot feet to the Locust feet at all. Super deformed, yes. He has one proper hand, bless him, into which I'll show you the missiles will go in shortly. But yeah, super deformed. You've got who else would be super deformed? Cackle, Frostbite's going to be super deformed. Let me have a little quick look here. There's probably be some. Transmetal 2, Black Arachne could well be super deformed. And let me see who else. So I should probably pick a few examples there of super deformation. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds like some kind of legal jargon for something horrendous that someone's done to a newspaper or something like that, or a newspaper's done to somebody. Look at this guy. You can see. Look at these legs. These legs are absolutely super deformed. I love the way this guy's look. Reminds me of the Alien Queen. There's an awful lot of really good, sexy movement here. This guy does stand up really quite well. And he holds the little missiles that I took out earlier. He'll hold them very, very easily. Absolutely no problem. Look at this guy. Let's get a close-up of his face. Look. You can see there's detail in that needs a bit of picking out. Yeah, there is. I would take a little bit of silver to his face. You see he's got a mouth grill, rather like Soundwave or Prime. Yeah, I could do something there. And you see here, there's so much detail there that's just kind of this flat orangey color, but would benefit massively from a little bit of paint application. That's my new thing, paint apps. Like I say, I remember when I got my first Megatron, the one that wasn't broken, rather the one that was broken, I painted it for 4 hours before I realized the bloody thing was broken. Oh well, such is life. Take us up and down like that. That's quite cute. Little bit of interesting detail there. You get the insect's eyes also in the Bot head, but they don't actually appear. You can't actually see those eyes anywhere when he's in his Locust mode. Now you can see his. This is his left arm, and he's all arms and legs, quite literally all over this part of him, and it's really cool because he's got these. You can just about see these clawed fingers. Now again, do a little bit of paint up on those and they would stand out so much better. They would look so good. Just for a little bit of fun, let's put a weapon into his hand here. He can hold the one like that, and you can take the other one and stick it back into the wing cavity. It's housed really quite well in there. I think it's that one. It's going to go in there like that. It'll stay in, no problem. Love this guy. I think I got him around the same time that I got Cackle. And this whole kind of super deformed thing, this is the first time I kind of really understood or heard about super deformed. Look, more detail on those shoulder pads. Gotta pick them out. Just really adds an awful lot there. But if you don't ever intend on selling on your collection like I don't, just paint them and make them look really sweet and really sexy. Why wouldn't you? Absolutely love it. Not long now until the Prime toys come out proper. Stay away from Bumblebee. It's the right thing to do. Rather, I shouldn't say that. I'll stay away from Bumblebee. You get Bumblebee. He doesn't look very good anyway. So I'll see what happens. And in the meantime, I will content myself with painting this guy. Look, that's a really good pose from him. He was never repainted. I would like to see him repainted in a kind of cryo colors in the way Frostbite and Cryo Scourge were. I would have liked this guy. I would like this guy to be the next Cryo Scourge, because I think he would benefit really well from that white and blue repaint. But also he's already a Scourge, and it just seems so right. BotCon 2013, Auto Assembly 2012. We live in hope. Good night.
Now that's what very much. Good night.